It helps if I'm on stage. Hello, folks. Good evening and welcome to Earworms. Or if you're seeing us on the rewind, good whatever time of the day it is for you. So, tonight we have another interesting film to take a look at. We're going to be talking about Tron tonight. Tron from 1982. The uh, the Walt Disney production that had such a foundational effect on CGI, some great animation, some great techniques in painting and coloring, some mats, and all sorts of beautiful stuff. And at the same time, the film had a composer in Wendy Carlos that was shall we say, foundational in putting her synthesizer knowledge to use, as well as combining it with orchestra and creating, as we'll see, a pretty interesting score. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about a little bit of the story of the film because I think when some of us watch it again after some decades, it has some interesting themes that we didn't even think about when we first saw it back in the early 80s. For those of you who are alive then, for those of you who weren't, it's still a great film, and I hope you'll join us this evening for some interesting discussion on it. And it'll be more than just a nostalgic look at the past. It'll be, I think, a fun exploration of some of the story and some of the interesting music and the great computer and animated work done on the film. So anyway, without continuing the praising, I think we should introduce some of the panelists. And so first up, the lady who's always by my side, Liza Sahido of the Psyche Electroacoustic Opera Company. Here she is.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hot off of your stream, the Instrument Builders stream, and you had Webb from Electric Cigar Box Guitar this week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there, and it was a
Yep.
good show. Very good
Yeah.
show. Very beautiful instruments.
Yeah. Yeah. And man, he can make some really nice looking instruments that sound really good too.
Yes. Hail Scott. He's there.
Hale Scott Scott was there too.
Yes. Yes.
And now we have our partner in crime from the great Smoky Mountain Range. It's Mountain Hawk Mike Gorley. How you doing, sir?
Well, better now that I got logged in tonight. I was not taking a nap. In fact, I've been painting the last 2 days, so I'll have to
Ooh.
Oh
go back
man.
and check out this afternoon's show. Since
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
since you said it was a good one, they're all good, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're biased, but
Yeah.
yes,
Well,
they're.
last week was all right, but most of the time it's really
Oh, no,
Oh.
you were
Look, I think we have such a the best group on the internet. You know, the
oh
most
yeah, yeah.
positive, the most creative, the most non-selfish artists, not hoarding knowledge and crap, we're just sharing and
hoarding
building it.
knowledge.
Well, I mean, you know how it is in some artist circles, there everyone's afraid to talk about how they do things because they
Mm,
think what they do is so gosh darn unique and no one has done it before. Everything's been done under the sun. It's just the way that you approach it that makes it your art different. But we've cultivated a very, very nice community of artists on the internet, and although I'm gonna you know, give the interviews a rest until after craft market season. I'm going to keep the forum going with something, less prep intensive and more social. So,
all
Mike, I
right.
will send you a link to that when I'm ready to test it out. So,
Yep.
Ooh, okay, right on.
oh yeah.
And of
Next
course, we have
Sunday.
the best audience in the world.
Oh
We
Yes.
yeah.
we do, and it's because we've cultivated it. We attract the right people with our energy, and I'm grateful that we've done that.
Yes.
Yes.
We're
Well, we
talking about
may.
you, Scott. Hail
Oh
Scott.
yeah.
Yes, Scott, hail. Yes.
Yes. Tonight we may be joined by also World of Swap Shop.
Woo! Oh my gosh, people, you
Oh,
gotta listen to episode 10.
We may be joined. Oh, we don't know for certain. Although he did thumb up the when I sent him the link earlier. So we'll see. He has released chapter 11, I believe it is.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
The next chapter in Praxium of the Pathfinders, which you can
Oh,
find at Star Wars Retold on YouTube. And it's a good one. I mean, he's a really good world builder, and
Yes.
his description through the words of Luke Skywalker about the Force was just amazing. It really does work with the original lore on the
Yes.
Force, and it also, for me, I was there, laying on the couch, just trying to bring my water over to me, and
It's like, oh, we're in the wrong universe to do that.
well, I guess so. But I don't know. One of these days, it might
Maybe
work.
not, though.
It
Maybe
might work.
not. Well, in any case, that's what I wanted. Well, since Scott is here and he can give his input on it. When Swap Shop reaches that final episode, I think we should launch a very special earworms, kind of like a hangout party type thing. Um, and we should come in Star Wars costume. I don't know. What do
Oh,
you what do
well,
you
for
what do you
someone that hasn't been on camera for earworms yet,
look?
it would
For
be.
Star Wars, I will get on camera with my Jar Jar Binks. I don't need
Oh,
Jar Jar Binks.
oh,
It's like with a hat, or or or
with a
or a
hat.
T-shirt, or something.
Jar Jar in a hat.
I don't know. I will be sat here with my mead, celebrating Swap Shop's victory over Disney,
Hmm.
and man, celebrating some great story, great entertainment, and yeah, we should have a party
Alrighty then. Well,
on the
we'll
when he releases the final episode.
we'll
It's
we'll
Star Wars themed, of
we'll
course.
be sure
he said
to.
how many he's going to release?
Not yet. If he joins us tonight, we can ask. But
Might be a
uh,
secret.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
all based on a book that's been written, a book that's really like almost two in one. He says, at least with the size and so forth. So who knows how many chapters that'll be? I guess it's chapters of his book that's already written, so he probably knows. So,
Scott agrees.
all right.
All right.
Well, at any rate, we will be meeting up with him again soon.
Yeah.
We'll see what that schedule will be shortly. And I think we should just press on with our film here. I compacted all our slides together so that we could cover the film in one evening. And also, our featured composer of the score, Wendy Carlos, who many
Oh,
of you will remember. Well, if you were alive then, or if you knew it then, from Switched on Bach fame. Utilizing, as you can see there behind Bach, the Moog Modular Synthesizer. This would be the original Moog synthesizer that was,
Ooh.
as you see, rather large. I think there were other great synthesists that had it. I think Rick Wakeman had one. I think Keith Emerson
Wait, is this the one they call
had
the
one.
Mini Moog 3?
No, the Mini Moog was a mini version, kinda.
Oh.
The original, and they didn't start with three. Yeah, the
Well, you know how sometimes they start the numbering from their prototypes, and then what they release to the public is like, oh, version 3. Oh, Mr.
okay.
Brown says hi.
Hey,
But
Mr. Brown.
that looks like the synthesizer Tomita used in his Snowflakes Are Dancing, and that was the Mini Moog 3.
Well, I mean, you can't just go by artwork on an album, but we do have a slide coming up of Wendy's Moog
Her setup.
synthesizer.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Moog modular was bigger. I mean, the Mini Moog was not mini by our
No,
standards today.
not at all. No, it wasn't.
But yeah, it was a different release. A little later, we do have an episode of Earworms on Robert Moog back in the past with Jay Goodwin and Adam Gray on it. And let's press forward here. But Switched on Bach was like the exposure of, shall we say, a world new to synthesizers from those that have been building and working with them, because Wendy was not just well, I shouldn't say was, Wendy's still with us, was not just a user of the synthesizer, but really kind of knew the inner workings pretty well and could definitely build some things, patch some things, and maybe tinker a bit. And also did so in the digital world that was burgeoning at the time. And so this was like the first exposure of a music listening audience to classical uses of the synthesizer, and featuring music from Bach, as one would expect, and very artfully done. And so it was more than just sound effects or weird sounds from a synthesizer. It was some great music that a lot of people would know, and just artfully done with a synthesizer, and still always a great listen. And Carlos was no stranger to the world of film either. She did the score for Clockwork Orange, and not to be outdone with the Kubrick line, also The Shining. So those scores were.
Wait a second.
Wendy Carlos.
Wasn't the Shining Penderecki?
Well, there was.
At least in some parts. I know that they just ripped it off. I forgot the name of the piece.
Oh, I guess this is a mission for Google.
Google or Gemini.
Was Penderecki in The Shining? That was a real simple thing here. Yes, Christoph Penderecki is usually how I hear it's pronounced. Avant-garde music was featured.
Was it the entire score? Or?
No, well, Wendy Carlos was credited with the score, and yeah, but this was involved. Now, let me see. Maybe this is another episode of Earworms where we can get into the score of The Shining. But some pieces like, what is it? Polymorpha. De Natura Sounds number 1, and Utrania. Yeah, so there we go. But who, but there was original Wendy Carlos in there as well. And, oh, now it's not giving me the AI response for that. I just wanted to double check because I watched a documentary on it this week. I don't think they can just make up that. But I guess it was, I wanted to see what percentage of it was what. For somebody else is doing some stenography there as well. Yeah, Wendy Carlos. And Rachel Elkind.
Yes, I see that there.
Hmm.
So they don't credit Penderecki at all because
Well, I mean, if you include some things from like a composer and in a film, it doesn't mean that they scored it. It means that some of their works that were composed for their own endeavors was utilized in it. Yeah, and Penderecki's here
I mean,
listed.
it wasn't just an obscure part of the score. I mean, it was in the most scary parts of the movie. I mean, what made the score of The Shining was Penderecki.
Oh boy, okay.
Maybe it was one of those cases where they had a placeholder score, and they after getting used to it, they didn't want to remove it because it was so effective.
Well, too bad well, I mean, not too bad, but good thing they didn't go full 2001 on it where they used the temp track for the score in the official release, where the person who composed the score never got their work in it because they went with the temp track with all these.
Yeah.
I think Penderecki might have been in that as well. At least, Georgi. Oh, what's the name of the composer?
What's his first name? I don't know.
Georgi. Whose vocal music was in 2001 A Space Odyssey? Yeah, with typos. Let's see. We're stretching AI to the max here tonight. Yeah, I just want to get it. I met his son once. Performed by. No, that's not it. Oh.
Or just ask. Was
20th century composers. Welcome to Earworms, where we look up all the stuff we should know. First name was Georgi. Ligeti.
No, Ligeti is a contemporary of Penderecki, who's also a textural music composer.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in 2001, some of that music was
Ligeti.
Ligeti. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to Wendy Carlos.
Wendy who?
Oh, yeah. All right, so this is the Moog Modular Synthesizer. Here we go.
Nice.
And yeah, I guess the mini Moog, I mean, this might be a scaled down version because it was modular. And obviously you can add a lot of modules. It's kind of cut off there at the top, so it could frequently be a real tower of power. And yes, the Mini Moog was kind of like a scaled down version that came with, a certain set of modules. And I'm sure that could also be expanded as well. But that was also combined with a new piece of gear at the time, the Crumar GDS, which was a digital synthesizer. And obviously, as digital, it's computer-based, binary code all the way through. And in that, there was a certain amount of programming that you could do with the synthesizer. And I don't mean just putting together sounds, but I mean really code work in sculpting sounds and changing some processing and all sorts of things. And it was, based on the work that was being done at Bell Labs at the time, and that work in digital synthesis that you could still see echoes of today with programming environments like C Sound, which I used to work with for a while. Yeah. But all digital, there's something magical about taking all this text code or script and then just rendering that out into sound. There's something really beautiful about that.
No. No, there isn't.
No.
Real-time processing, baby, and no.
It's like spells on a scroll, and then enchanting the things with the words on that scroll, words and numbers and stuff. Well, okay. But anyway, Carlos is a real techie and got involved. This wasn't a person that just used factory presets. In other words, so some of it was designed, some of the programming was designed by Carlos herself. So there we go. Liza, I'm hoping that if there's some words of wisdom being imparted to us by Robot there, that you share it with us, because I'm not quick enough on the draw to read them off.
Robot was just telling the audience, let me pull that up. It was monophonic, so it had to be recorded one melody line at a time with overdubs on 8-track. Yes.
Yep. And then there was the whole aspect of the orchestra being utilized, which in the documentary that I checked out, which I do have linked in the description for anyone looking to go further into this. The original plan was to record the orchestra. Hold on. No, record the synthesizer part and have that be like a static on tape part, and then record and overdub the orchestra over it. But schedules never seem to work out right in film. And basically, it had to be done the opposite way around, recording the orchestra first, and then doing the synthesizer parts later. And a lot of the score integrated both. So, and of course, as is usually the case in film, Carlos was kind of pressed into a difficult situation and needing to get this done quicker than expected.
Yeah.
And
we have a Lady Hawk kind of situation.
Oh, I don't know if that was no. I don't know that Lady Hawk was a time oriented situation. That
I hope
seemed
it
to be
was,
more like,
because man, that's what came out of that film. There's no excuse for that. It's Mike. If Mikey, he probably blocked out the memory of Lady Hawk.
I think he has some selective amnesia on that.
Yeah.
Of what?
Lady Hawk.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah, produced by Alan Parsons, and I forget the name of the composer. We covered it one week, and we didn't do the second half. I mean, the film is very good. The score is just bizarre. It's like the Weather Channel.
It's yeah, no. I was suggesting to Lawrence, hey, why don't we use some of this AI tech and get rid of the Lady Hawk score, and the earworms artists will rescore parts of the film? And he's like, no, we can't do that because of the stringent copyright stuff happening here on YouTube. I mean, it would be commentary, it would be fair use, but
yeah, especially since it wouldn't be released or anything. But it's
I thought, I
And plus,
mean,
I don't know how motivated I am.
I think Mike and I could really elevate the movie.
I
If
think
we,
Yeah, Mike didn't get an option in your designs.
no, no, we didn't.
I think I can handle this.
Oh man, but man, that would be a fun thing to do, and it's just, but if YouTube is going to be pissy with the monetization on Lawrence's stream because
It's
we
not
did,
just me. I mean, in general, their whole treatment for copyright is a bit odd. Fair use isn't really recognized, and
yeah,
it's just like claims being done by bots because of.
yeah,
I mean, it might even happen to this stream where I'll have to have things cut out. We'll see. We do have some audio excerpts. I try to keep them real short and to the point. They're audio excerpts with a little bit of video, and we'll see what happens because in the past few streams where I've done that, what was it? This is Spinal Tap as well as Yellow Submarine, and I didn't even select sections where there was Beatles music in it. You know, it was just excerpts sometimes of just dialogue and
Viejo
no.
Blue.
Basically, when I
Yeah.
was, after the stream, it said this stream cannot be made public. Same thing with This is Spinal Tap, and I didn't even put their hits in, just like little segments of nice things, and it's like, no, this cannot be made public, and so had to do the cutting out of things. And, wow.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to be here live, folks. That's where you get the full thing on YouTube. Otherwise, you got to go to Rumble afterwards to get the full stream uncensored.
That's
So
right.
anyway, here we go. Buena Vista distribution and Walt Disney Productions. You usually don't see those words looking like that in that kind of font.
Nope.
Or Walt Disney Presents. There we go. Tron. Now, I remember seeing this in the theater. I think that year I also saw Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan in the theater.
Ooh.
Well, I
good
know
year.
I did.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that was also Blade Runner's year too. There was a
Oh
lot
my
of things
gosh.
in
Okay.
1982.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I remember like just daydreaming for years afterwards of like being in that world that was created for this film, and it was just, yeah. I have Swappers down there in the list. If he joins us, his audio will be available right away. So anyway, yes. Oh man, just such a beautiful look to it. And we start with just some artwork of kind of like a computer, almost chip-like light-up display. Oh, what was that thing? It was an Ultra Bright or something. This thing that you had. It was like a light and then paper, dark paper that you put on it, and then you would punch out holes with these little light bulbs, almost like Christmas light bulbs.
You mean Light Bright?
Light Bright, yeah.
Light
Yes.
Bright. I remember that.
Yes, I remember Light Bright. I want one.
Yes.
You're too young to remember.
No, I'm not too young to remember Light. I grew up with Light Bright and the Glowworms and My Little Pony and Strawberry Shortcake.
Okay.
I did, Mike. Come, how old do you think I am, Mike?
24.
Mike is flattering me now. No.
Well, you're like my wife used to be. You color your hair all the time.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Well, actually, no, she doesn't actually color it.
Yeah, I do something better. I'm too lazy to color my hair. I love wigs, love them. I have.
Your videos are wigs. You're letting this secret out.
I don't think
thought
it's
it
really
was,
well hidden.
I thought it was obvious that it was. Yeah, because
And just so you know, folks, she does have beautiful natural hair, and all the time I'm like, man, why do you have to put that
It's
wig
not
on?
it's not that I hate my hair. It's that it's too much work to get it to look right. And I just rather have fun wearing wigs.
Yeah, I guess sometimes she doesn't want to be curly dark, and she wants to be straight blonde.
Or
Although that one you use a
silver.
lot nowadays is like half blonde. It's like
It's
what?
not blonde. It's white.
All right, whatever you think.
It is silver.
Okay,
I'm liking the abuela vibe, people.
we'll
It's
never
it
get through this if we keep talking. All right, well, we're seeing here Flynn's, which is a video
light it
arcade.
right. There we
Talk
go.
about something of the past, video arcades, and
There's one in
joysticks
Live
like that.
Oak.
Does it actually function?
I think so. We just never bothered going. There's also a bowling alley, which is also I remember that being a thing when I was growing up.
Yeah, um, you had one there in Kendall for a little
Yeah.
while. It was
Arcade bowling alley type thing. There's two in the town we now live in. We haven't gone. I wonder how retro it is. I'm just curious.
as long as it isn't run down.
I I think it would still be cool to visit it even if it was.
Okay. Well, we'll see. And there we go. That's the game that's being played there. I think that's Flynn himself playing it. Yes, in fact, we find out later that Flynn made a Light Cycles game, and unbeknownst to him, he will soon be in one. All right, and then we cut to another scene, and we see this, and the audience learns over time this is a world inside a computer. And that is Sark, who frequently these computer programs have counterparts in the real world. And the counterpart here would be Dillinger, who is the executive VP of the company. I don't know if the company was given a name or not.
No name. Oh wait,
Yeah,
no, I'm wrong. But it was something really generic. Um, it'll
yeah,
come to me in a moment.
something like X or something.
No.
Yes, I'm looking up the name. I just want to make sure. Yes, date
Encon. Mr. Brown says it's Encon.
NCon. Thank you
Yes.
for joining us, Mr. Brown, folks.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Yes.
I certainly-
Anybody
I knew there
anybody that has not heard of Mr. Brown Alliance yet, please be aware. It's at Mr. Brown Alliance on YouTube, um, and Sunday nights is the entertainment review of the news, and then frequently
Oh,
on
we have
Wednesdays.
Albert from Musical Song Now as well.
Hello,
Yes.
Albert.
Hello.
You cut off Mr. Brown's mention.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Brown.
Yes,
I'm
and
sorry.
then
Let me
Wednesday
bring
nights,
that down.
Hello,
and
Mr. Brown.
and frequently on Wednesdays you'll have uh, episodes of all sorts of things going on currently, or some movies, and definitely that's where I got a lot of my passion for this from, is from Mr. Brown Alliance. So please check him out if you have
Mr.
not.
Brown.
Yes, and
Yes.
so anyway, let's see. No pressure here. This is Sark, played by David Warner. Now, Mr. Brown will know this. Many of you will recognize his face or his voice in the film as being King Arthur on Babylon 5 for one episode. He was on a
No.
quest.
Was
What?
he? No, he wasn't King Arthur. He was the guy looking for the Holy Grail.
Yeah, I mean, all right. He thought he was King Arthur.
No, that you're mixing up. That's another episode. There's an episode where they think that the alien Thoth, I forgot what his name is, they think that he brought back King Arthur. and it turns out that it's a soldier with PTSD, but that's a separate episode. No,
Oh,
this guy was um, a priest. After his family was killed, was inducted into some knighthood, and his quest was to find the Holy Grail. And he made friends with an engineer criminal on Babylon 5, and he rehabbed him.
he wasn't a criminal. That was what's his name? Jinxo.
Yes, Jinx. Well,
He wasn't a
he
criminal.
was
He just
arrested a
had
few times. He had
well
bad luck.
only because the previous space stations blew up after he left. He would like either go on vacation or something, and the space stations would blow up, or get winked out of our time. Our time continuum, or at least that
Yes.
place and time. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, David Warner, who
Was
it
also in
was
Star Trek 5.
a non-King Arthur Grail quester in
Yes.
Babylon 5, and yes, Star Trek 5. Who was what was the name of that character?
I don't remember his name, but he was
He
an
was like an
ambassador
ambassador for Earth or
Federation.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
Federation.
Nimbus 3, the planet of galactic peace.
Yes. So there we go,
Okay.
and yep, great actor, and
Yes.
so in the real world, he is the executive VP of what was that again?
Encon.
Encore, Encon,
Encon.
Encon, and Con. And so, all right, so
Ay, ay, ay.
yeah, he was the executive VP, and his program was Sark in there, which is kind of like the Darth Vader
Oh,
bad guy.
look, we have Malari here.
Yes, indeed. To
Yes.
complete more of the Babylon 5 relationship, Peter Jurassic from Londo Mollari fame is a program that
He's an accountant, I think, here.
no, that was Ram, who comes up later.
Oh,
But yeah, he was a program here that was what we see is happening is that Sark has this thing where he likes to take these computer programs that have been made for all sorts of things in a business like that. A lot of them will be in counting and on different things, and he'd use them in these games where they'd fight, and basically it's like gladiator combat. And at the end, if they did not survive, of course, they'd be de-resed, which is meaning deleted, so to speak. His name in this is Cron, Cron. I looked it up on IMDb. Unfortunately, it's a brief part, but you can see the resemblance there. Here we are. Londo Mollari of the House Mollari.
yes.
And there we go. There is, I believe, that's Ram there, who is basically an accounting program that will later be one of our triumvirate of heroes. Okay, and so back here, Jeff Bridges playing Flynn. Also starred in the continuation Tron Legacy, which Liza and I did see in the early 2000s, or
Yeah, I don't remember it, though. I
2011 or something like that.
don't remember anything about the movie except maybe a few visuals. I mean,
Yeah, it was just definitely a lot more modernized, and I thought it lost some of the, I don't know. It looked, it was kind of like Tron goes almost Matrixy and stuff, and I don't know. At least the story of which I do not remember.
I don't remember the story. I just remember that this guy becomes the bad guy in Tron Legacy.
No.
I just watched the original 2 nights ago. I haven't
Well,
seen it.
fortunately, it's the original that we're doing now. I think he had a counterpart that was a bad guy.
Yes.
It wasn't himself.
Or, I mean, he, at the end of the movie, he merges with the machine, and somehow parts of him get left. Parts of him and Master Control get left in the machine and take over the internet somehow, and I don't know.
Yeah, Tron somehow was barely in it. and just kind of goes
I
off.
don't, I don't remember what's the name of the actor who plays Tron.
Well, in that movie, Tron Legacy, we don't really see an actor. He has a helmet on the whole time. But in this one, it's Bruce Boxleitner, also Babylon
Right.
5, John Sheridan.
Yes, yes. Man, we really just want to talk about Babylon 5.
Yes, we do.
This is just a segue to get us into Babylon 5, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Well,
I think
with this,
Lawrence is just teasing you. You've been asking for this for months.
Yes.
well, I think on Halloween we are going to do their Halloween episode from season 5, where the dead rise again.
Ooh.
But we have to give people more context before we get there. Maybe do, like, I don't know, an iconic episode apart from
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, maybe featuring Christopher Frank's score from
Yes.
Tangerine Dream.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He scored the whole series. And here we go. Flynn is working with one of his programs, who is this pilot of a tank. And this tank is going throughout the computer world there, and is looking for some memory banks of data he had there. Basically, we'll find out later that Flynn uh, basically invented some games, and then the property of which was stolen by this Dillinger, who is now executive VP, and he rose to his heights basically on other people's work, which never happens in business.
No, never.
Yeah, it's so unrealistic. Oh.
Yeah, and so I mean, this is reminding me of a lot of those early games, when you're in a maze or something like that, and it's got these outline walls. I remember playing something on the TRS-80 called Dungeons of Daggerath, which was fantasy, but
Dagorath. Wasn't that in the Tolkien verse somewhere?
I don't know. But the game itself didn't seem to be Tolkien oriented. It was really
Yeah.
quite simple, but still hours of fun.
Hmm.
Okay, and then here, this is the view from the tank, and a lot of the tank games at the time had things like this, where you saw the targeting outline like that. And basically, the tank's looking for stuff, but one of these guys, I think at some point they called them demons, and would basically, as you see there, chasing down the tank. Those are the kind of like the muscle inside the computer world. Well, and there we have some more beautiful artwork there of the tank trying to escape, but it does not. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. Oh, that is the pilot of the tank trying to escape. And it was called Clue, was the name of the program. And eventually that's another program that is caught by Sark. And he refuses to say who his user is. So some of these programs have users in the real world. And I'm going to be talking about that parallel there a little bit later, because I kind of see a connection drawn there between perhaps some spiritual concepts and the relationship between users and programs in this movie. So he
Interesting.
refuses to tell the name, and he gets de-resed. Alrighty, and then we see here on the screen, this is another character voice work by David Warner for the voice of the MCP, the Master Control Panel, which was Dillinger's creation. Well, I don't know if he created it. He probably didn't create it. It's just something that he enhanced. And basically, the Master Control Panel rules this computer world. And abbreviated as MCP. Yeah, you know me. And yeah, so it's communicating with Dillinger right now, and you get the sense that the MCP is more of the boss. the MCP has all these renegade programs, and he doesn't really care for the fact that, like in the inner world, where Sark, which is kind of like Dillinger's counterpart, is using these games and playing games with these gladiators, so to speak, making the programs gladiators. The MCP wants more efficiency, but he's still prepared to deal with it for now. And then in the real world, he has this Dillinger that's basically more of the subject of the MCP than being its boss, so to speak.
Well, he created something he lost control of, but he gave it his character, which is deceitful.
Ooh, very good. Oh, and just at that moment, I should go back because you said very profound words, and I shouldn't ruin it. But yes, you give your computer creations your own nature. Don't be surprised if they express that back at you, and that's something that becomes a very wise line later. This is Alan. He's a programmer, and he does have a program in the system whose name is Tron. And Tron is a security project, where he's trying to clean out sort of the bad elements in the system, which means, of course, the MCP doesn't really like that so much. And right now he's frustrated because he's been locked out. And, that's something that the MCP here was telling Dillinger, that all these programs going around in my system, I have some things that I don't want them to know about, because I have connections with other computers and systems, and these are things that should not be known. And so that's why Dillinger is like cracking down on level 7 clearance, basically turning it off. So here we go. John Sheridan is locked out. And here he does play a role that's kind of more like Clark Kent-like, because his role as Tron, which, he acts out in the film as the program counterpart of Alan, is heroic. And here he's more like the computer nerd type guy, and it's kind of interesting to see how he portrays the two roles differently. And there we go. I just love some of these computer screens. Reminds me of the good old days of black background and green text. Good to see Albert joining in.
About that, man.
No, I do not miss having command lines to deal with. Yuck, no.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be with Liza on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Liza.
I remember taking my first computer course in college back in the 90s. I was so intimidated because I was a few years older. I was late getting to college, and so everybody was younger than me, and I didn't even own a computer. I was totally naive. In fact, I was like, how do I turn it on? That's back when you could, turn them on and off. Just like the IT crowd.
Well, anyway, this is, Alan talking to Dillinger like, hey, I've been locked out. And Dillinger's just kind of running defense. We have some programs that we need to check out, and for security reasons, we're temporary freezing clearance. And Alan tells him about his security program that he's running, and you get the sense that he's got a Dillinger, that is, has to protect the MCP and lie about it a bit there. And Alan has this attitude that he doesn't really care for the MCP so much. And
he recognizes bullshit when he hears it.
Yeah, exactly. And so he just knows that he's basically frozen out for a few days, but nothing personal, and it's not that long term. Basically, they got to clean out those programs is the plan, like Tron and the accountants and all these other programs that are not following the rule of Sark, and basically trying to clear out user programs from people that are that are good, so to speak. And here he is, Dillinger, looking out the window. A nice futuristic office there for 1982.
Yeah, nice desk.
Yeah, nothing
And
on
it's
it.
a touch screen as well. You see that later.
Yes. Wow. So here we go. This is inside NCon. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and down in the bowels where they're working on some future tech. Beautiful scenery, as throughout the film. And we see some eyes, and, well, not eyes. What is that? An orange, I think. And so someone's placing an orange there, and we're going to see what they're doing with it. And there's this talk of, these two are talking a little bit here, and we'll see the elder person there has a program as well inside, and basically he says some wise words here. Basically, they're planning on taking a laser and digitizing things with a laser, but he's reminding the lady as she says something about we're going to see what happens, or something out of nothing, and he's like, well, you're actually turning something into nothing and turning nothing back into something. So interesting stuff there. Helps the audience out a bit. And here we have a scan of the orange, and it gets basically digitized, and then they bring it back from the digital world. The idea is, and I probably should just say this at this point, the idea, and I found this interesting, is that the molecules of which kind of get stored in the laser. At least that was their tech explanation of it there. But, if you think about teleportation and stuff like that, it's like, if it's teleportation at least, in this case, maybe, yeah, the laser, I don't know that lasers can store molecules, but, that concept, at least, all right, it's the same molecules again. But, in teleportation, like in Star Trek, if you're beaming things somewhere, the you that gets beamed somewhere gets erased in point A and then gets created again in point B. So I wonder what that does for the soul.
Now that's
Yes.
deep.
That is deep.
All right.
Never a question asked in Star Trek or hinted at, and they do get into
Well,
spiritual things, don't they?
they
Yes,
do.
do.
They do. Yeah, but I guess it's one of those things that maybe the soul is projected from. I don't know.
But they do talk about that in Babylon 5, don't they? Yes. Yes. Delenn talks about the soul and, the great creator being projecting reality from, and all of us. I'm trying to remember what she said. Anyways, we'll get there.
Well, I know that she did kind of like do the Carl Sagan thing about we are all made of star stuff. We are basically creations of the universe learning about itself.
Yes.
I
That
remember that
Cool.
line.
Now we are getting deep.
she did
Oh, yeah.
she did use that projection analogy, I guess. I'm trying to remember the way she used it. But I guess that would be a scene we could cover here on Earworms.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah.
And
is when she was
here-
flirting with Sheridan. It was
yeah,
that
this is her
scene,
future husband, in fact.
Yes.
And he's clapping and celebrating their achievement in laserizing things. And that to his left is Laura, and she was Flynn's girlfriend and now his. That brings up another interesting thing in this, the trinity of two sacred masculine figures and sacred feminine. In the movie, it's like a former boyfriend and current boyfriend. But it's interesting because they do have parallels in the computer world and seeing how they are portrayed there. And there we go. There's the knowledgeable guy who I'm starting to look more and more like. And yeah, I forget what they said at that moment, but basically they explained for him and the audience like basically what just happened. And now they're talking a bit. He's explaining how he has been shut out, and level 7 clearance has been shut out, and she's like talking about Flynn because she knows that he now and then tries to hack in from time to time to recover his data. Basically, we'll see later, it's the data that would prove that he's the inventor of those games, not Dillinger. And so that's Flynn's, and this is a billboard above Flynn's. And I captured this for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Home of
Space Paranoid.
Oh, that's one of the games that was invented by Flynn, but that Dillinger
Yes.
took credit for. Space Paranoids. Well, I know a lot about Earth Paranoid, being Earth Paranoid myself. I wonder what I'd be
Space
like in
Paranoid.
space. I'd probably be even worse. Oh, man. So anyway, here's one of the games being played there, and it's being played by Flynn. It's one of those things where he's also not just a creator, but a master gamer. But I think he created the thing, so he knows it well, and he is able to defeat the final boss, as it were. And now he was being celebrated by his crowd, and the concerned new couple come to visit him to just talk to him about this whole thing, how there's a security lockdown and what he might have contributed to it. So they go upstairs to his place where he takes off his shirt in front of them and all that. And Jeff Bridges gets to show off his muscles, so I clipped that out because this is a family show here. But anyway, there he is talking with
What was that, Mike?
except for the occasional F word.
Yeah.
And stuff. Oh yeah, fire truck. Yeah.
Farmer? What F word are you talking about, sir?
I don't know. All right,
Anyway, moving right along.
so Fripp.
Ooh,
Yeah.
One thing I didn't understand in the movie, why did she feel compelled to come visit her ex-boyfriend with her current boyfriend? Why was it so important that they warn him about anything if she broke up with him and supposedly...
It wasn't just warning. It was, well, I guess for her it was kind of warning, but also telling him about it to see if he has any insight into it. Because they think he's what triggered it. Because they don't know what's really going on. They think he triggered it. And, Alan's locked out, so he wants to talk to him and stuff. And so here he's talking to him about, and this is where Flynn explains that he's the inventor of Space Paranoids as well as these other games. And that was stolen by Dillinger, who is now the executive senior VP of Encore. And, basically he knows that if he can access that memory, then he gets his intellectual property back as well as the credit. And, Alan's like, all right, that's cool. I mean, but, he's more concerned about his security clearance and stuff. And, but through the conversation, they get the idea that, what we could do is use Tron, the Tron program, to try and find these memory banks, and because they know overall what Dillinger's doing is kind of wrong. They don't know the extent of it, but so they basically team up, and the idea is if we go in there, we could get you access, and you could get your memories back, and so forth. Now, I have been not noticing if I've had numbers at the top right corner of any of these things. I don't think so yet.
I haven't seen any.
Okay, yeah. I'm just wanting you to let me know. Okay. So anyway, that's where they gang up and, or not gang up, but they team up and decide that they're going to go in and try and access things from within the company. Because, if you, because Flynn knows where the memory banks are, and I just like these dramatic faces. And Alan, might be able to get his security access back and get his Tron program running. And so, yeah, there she has the keys and says, let's drive on over. So they do. And meanwhile, Dillinger is talking to this guy who has, oh my God.
I think he founded the company.
Yeah, he was definitely giving off echoes of, well, he worked on it in his garage, especially, and he kind of like wishes he was back in the garage. He doesn't like what's going on. Basically, he's saying, why are you freezing out programs and things like that? Our programs, and he shares some insight here. Our programs are filled with our spirit, from this world, and yeah,
Interesting that.
yeah, they're filled with our spirit. It's almost like here there's parallels between the users being almost like the spirits of the programs, and the programs are almost like us, the bodies in the physical world.
Yeah.
Interesting parallels.
Very interesting, yeah.
I'm looking up something here because I wanted to get the name of the character here. Oh yeah, this is Bernard Hopkins. And the name is Dr. Walter Gibson in the film, but he also has a program counterpart in the computer world that we will be meeting later. Man, I saw this last night when I was finishing up slides, and I forget the name of it. I don't know if Mr. Brown's still there, but
Hey, we got a nice comment from Robux. He says, dude, thanks to you and your PD videos, I passed a college class. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Hey, that's great.
That's far out, man.
Thanks for sharing that, Robux.
Yeah.
Yeah, and welcome to Earworms.
Yes. So, you might be able to pass a college course in metaphysics by the time we're done with this episode.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, anyone wanting to learn some pure data and or synthesis, I've got tutorials here.
VCV rack?
Yes, my spirit is alive in pure data.
Yes.
Okay, so great look there. But yes, he says, I wish I was back in the garage. Just like those early days of the creation of something, sometimes those are, the fun days. And then when it ever becomes like a big mega corporation, obviously the fun's gone anymore. It's all just pursuit of profit rather than advancing the tech. Although, I'm sure Liza would like to add, not all those people that invented things in their garage necessarily invented them in their garage.
Yes. There's so much fake stories out there about certain people who claim they invented things in their garage. Yeah. You do a little digging and it's... Yeah,
They had backing from InQtel, which is the venture capital firm started by the CIA.
They have connections.
And that's actually public information now, so that's
Yep. But you can tell when you talk to... What was that?
And my sitar was made somewhere else.
Yes, Mike. Yeah, you gotta stop pretending here. It's just it's too big of a project for you to handle on your own. The funding for that, Mike. Come on.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
InQtel knows that sitar will one day rule the minds of ladies in yoga pants.
I like that.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Now, here we go. So they're outside about to sneak in. It is a rather impressive door. And Flynn is able to get them in. And, man, a lot of dramatic shots from behind. Good lighting. Well, here Dillinger is talking to MCP, and this is where he gets worried, because MCP is talking about being bored with, like, connecting with other corporations and integrating with their systems. He wants to go for the Pentagon next because he's bored. He's like 2,500 times more intelligent now, and he can find far more efficient systems than human beings because they're weak. They don't know
Yeah,
what
I
they're
can't
doing.
do that, Dave.
Yeah. Well, there he just was. That Hal's a different thing. Hal
Yeah,
was
I know.
lied
I know
to.
Hal was lied to and malfunctioned, but this AI is evil because the guy who programmed him was evil.
Well, that's something that Bernard Hopkins' character mentioned earlier. That something about there was some comment about these programs and that we do the thinking and they do the work, and he's like until they're doing more work and we stop thinking, and it's like, oh
Oh
man,
yeah, yeah.
if
That was
you only
pretty
go about
profound.
2025, it's like man, and we do it here. Like a lot of the thinking in earworms is done by Gemini when I'm looking up on the spot.
No, that's
Ligeti.
research.
Yeah.
Research.
No,
I
that's true. I'm
mean,
not doing thinking. It's my memory that I'm trying to help out there. Yeah.
yeah, no.
But anyway, the MCP's getting bored and wants to get into the Pentagon and other places and stuff. He thinks he can make the world so much more efficient, and Dillinger expresses that he's kind of concerned about that, and then he shows this, like the possible newspaper headline that could be printed about how he stole all the IPs for those games. And that's how he basically, and Dillinger's like, you wouldn't dare. Basically, that's how he you see here now, for sure, the MCP's in charge, and Dillinger is kind of like his puppet. Yes. And so here we are. The three of them decide this is what we're going to do. Captain John Sheridan is going to go upstairs to his office, and
We
he's
really
going
want
to
to do Babylon 5.
and he's going to be there at his computer terminal and wait until he can get access to Tron. Flynn is going to try and get him access to Tron from the ladies' terminal, which hasn't been cut off yet. And so he's going to try and, do that so he can clear out the security lockdown and also maybe get at his memories if he can, whatever. And I'm not sure what she was supposed to do, but for some reason she leaves the room. But there we go. That's the plan. So he's basically going to work from her terminal in the laser room. They got to get there first, and so I took this shot here because it's kind of neat seeing the good old data centers from that time. That might even be a data center for making the movie because I remember your brother Tommy telling us, when he was studying this stuff, that they used rooms of computers to
Yeah,
do the CGI
to
for this.
render the CGI, yeah.
Yeah, and
It
even
is true.
so, a lot of it was also painted and animated too. So
Yeah, I think they also use rotoscope technique in this too. I mean, I'm not sure. We need Adam Gray in here to tell us for sure, or Barbara Lawrence, but I think they did like part of the glowing costume thing. I think part of that was rotoscope on top of compositing.
So I'm willing to bet that those were part of the data center that they were using for the film, because it's obviously something they had access to and could film there. All right, so there she is, like saying, "Here's the terminal. Coffee's old or whatever," and so he starts typing away, but the MCP starts typing back to him and tells him, "I see you there. You shouldn't have come back," and all that stuff. And of course, Flynn is blissfully unaware of the laser at the back of the room, which gives us the iconic graphics for this. Ooh. Looks almost like a Mike Gorley music video.
Yes.
Hey, I resemble that.
You resemble that.
Well, my videos, I guess.
Mike, Mike likes fractals, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I
So
thought I
does
had an
Tron.
image of him actually getting digitized, but I guess not. I thought I did. I'm pretty sure that I got one. I must have messed up. But anyway, you see like a gridwork display around his body and everything as he gets digitized, kind of like the orange. It was great work there. And then we see the information being transferred into the system. So the MCP brings him in. And oh man, some of this classic CGI. I mean, these are just slides. I wanted to do this in one night, so I was like, I can't take all the pictures I want to, but the screenshots of all these of this landscape inside, they really created a digital world, a 3D world, and that was beautiful stuff. And so there's Tron inside, and it's not Tron Legacy where a bunch of chicks come up to him and start painting things on him. Here he just bloom, he arrives, and then there's these red guards that are around and prod him with
Wait,
things.
but that's not Tron. That's Flynn.
Flynn, yeah, whatever.
Entered the computer. He hasn't met Tron yet.
I know. Oh man. But anyway, the guards do prod him nonetheless. Here we go. Zap, boink. And there is this is the vessel in which Sark and his minions operate from. Some sort of cruiser that's above the computer world there. Interesting. And so it's kind of like
Nuclear
a spaceship.
It's a nuclear vessel.
It's a
yes.
nuclear
Is
vessel.
it a nuclear vessel?
And Captain, it is the Enterprise.
It's the Enterprise.
Understood, Chekhov. Kirk out.
Awesome. We need to do that one again.
Yes, that's what I feel like sometimes. It's like, man, I wish I had that one back.
Yes. Oh man. Well, we still have to do. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I thought you wanted to do 5.
I do want to do 5, but I wouldn't mind doing 3 again.
4.
4. Excuse me.
Well,
4.
3 we need to do at some point.
Wait.
Christopher Lloyd.
Didn't we do 3 already?
No. The search for Spock. No.
The search for how did we do 4 before the search for Spock?
Because it was requested by Bayona Rad,
Oh, okay.
and I aim to please.
And I
Well,
like
we need to do and we haven't done the Wrath of Khan, not even the Robot Chicken version, man. Have you guys seen? Have you seen the Robot Chicken Wrath of Khan opera? OMG, you haven't?
no.
Okay, after we get off this live, you know what I'm going to be searching for. It's brilliant. It's in Italian. It's brilliant.
It's in
not
Italian.
Yes.
What is it called?
Oh well, it's an opera.
It's okay. So my brother used to watch this show.
Wait a minute. How long has Swappers been here? And I
Wait.
don't
About
know.
5 minutes.
Oh my god. Well, dude, anytime that happens, say something because I'm blind. I'm like zoomed in with a magnifier, and I don't even see the bottom of the screen.
I didn't
I
notice.
just wanted to sit here and listen for a little while because I don't want to break your little kind of train of thought. I was interested. I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, yeah. So have you heard of the Robot Chicken Wrath of Khan opera?
Don't think so. No, I remember
Oh
the last thing I saw from Robot Chicken was Hoth on Ice.
Oh, that sounds like another candidate.
Yeah, but I haven't seen this one. I'll have to look it up now. This Wrath
Oh
of Khan.
my gosh! Oh, you guys have to see this. Oh,
But you said it's all in Italian?
it's in Italian. It has the translation. Mike, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and I used to joke with the band I used to play with. We need to do like a scene from Star Trek V, but in opera form. And I never convinced them. I never got around to convincing them. But you know what? It's something that we could do on Earworms. Why the heck not?
Well, if you can find it, I see like little clips, but I don't know.
It's just so you know, it's a claymation type thing.
Yeah, okay.
Let me see. Oh, let me
All
see if
right.
I can find
Well,
it.
while you guys are doing that,
I got a whole bunch of clips, but I can't find the whole
we
thing.
do want to mention here that, and I'll put them in big form here. Hold on. Uh, we do want to mention that Chapter 11 has been released
Yeah.
of Praximia of the Pathfinders.
Chapter 10.
Wait, chapter 10.
Chapter 10. I'm
Chapter
sorry, I
10.
keep getting the numbers wrong.
Well, after doing chapter 10, I feel like I should be up to chapter 15 by now. But yeah, it's a big one.
Oh, we were talking, Swappers, about when you release your last episode, there should be a big earworms party, everyone dressed like a Star Wars character. It needs to happen. I can be R2, and Mike, I don't know. No, Lawrence can be Chewbacca for sure.
Oh, God.
Just keep not shaving, you'll be fine.
Yes.
Alrighty. And so I just have to say, because we re-listened to 9 before doing it, just to remember things again.
I found it.
Ray's journey through the cave scene, and then when we got to 10, and I mean, the dialogue is just so good. I mean, I know it's hard on you, because some of these dialogue, you say are really hard to do, and getting things just right. Probably because the sound is so exposed there, but the writing is just so good. Like Luke's discussion with Ray in chapter 9 about her journey through the cave, and then in his discussion with her in chapter 10 about the force, when she's doing the heavy lifting, so to speak. And your description of the force, I thought, was just, excellent. And it was something that's kind of lacking. It has definitely echoes of Obi-Wan's description and some of the descriptions we've heard through the years, but it was like, it had such parallels to how I try to conceptualize things in our world and so forth, that anybody that's into metaphysics or some spirituality at some level, I mean, it's powerful.
Yes.
I was the whole time I was writing, or adapting it rather, and recording it and listening back to it and thinking, right, it's going to be a few days and I'm going to have this up there. The whole time I was just thinking, I was trying to picture your faces when you were sitting there listening to it, as if you like, would you be sort of wringing your fingers and sort of on tenterhooks with your eyes wide, thinking, ooh, what's this mean? I didn't have any idea whatsoever, because I know you've been enjoying all the other episodes, and I'm just putting this out as I've been writing it. So to actually have someone that's into it and listening intently, when it's being played back, makes me feel like everything's worth it. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm just writing it for people that have that much investment and can engage their imagination that much into it. So you make it worthwhile when you tell me stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Liza, go ahead, because I'm kind of like.
I mean, we're just so starved of trash. I mean,
No.
not starved of trash art, but it's like there's nothing. There's so little real art out there that, movies used to be art. They used to tell compelling stories that you could connect with, that teach you something, make you think. And this, I mean, I haven't engaged with a piece of art this way in a very long time. And man, just every time you release an episode, it's like going to the movies, getting that feeling again. Oh, okay, all right. It is an event to us.
And I get a
Because
feeling
it's so
each time,
good. Yeah.
each time I listen to something and hear like dialogue like this, I get that feeling like I get when I'm reading about certain subjects that I'm investigating, whether it's out of body experiences or whatever, and it's like his description of the force. It gave me that feeling. It's just this thirst to understand this reality and beyond. And the description of how the light and the dark side of the force, and how it's almost like the dark side is it's like you cannot cut it away from you, just like you can't cut away your own shadow, and
Yeah,
just
very
things
Jungian
like that.
stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
Because that's the reason behind that is I was kind of trying to take on board what Lucas was trying to get across with the prequels, where he made out that there are all these Jedi and they're all the light side, and the light side was dominating the Force, and it was kind of like an imbalance there, and they didn't understand why there was an imbalance. They didn't understand why these cataclysms kept happening with the Force, like the dark side keeps rising every few thousand years or whatever, and the Sith keep returning, etc.
Yes.
And they thought they'd banish them forever, and they can't seem to break this cycle. And Lucas finally sort of realized along his journey, in his travels and in his studies, that, and he's now remembered because he's been connected with the Force again, is that the Jedi originally didn't realize that the dark side is necessary in existence of everything, not just the Force or the light side. The dark side is just as necessary, but the only reason it's regarded as evil is because it's used improperly. But
Right.
used properly or applied in the right way, it's extremely beneficial, and that's what maintains balances in every person that uses it, or in nature generally. And this is what the Jedi could never seem to grasp or understand. And Luke's kind of broken that paradigm and figured it out. And he's now trying to relay that information to Rey, because she's the only other person that is, that seems interested in understanding all this, because she can sense and use the Force herself. So her mind's open and she's eager to absorb all this sort of stuff. That's why she's like questions everywhere. She's getting on Luke's nerves because she keeps stopping him and like asking him things all the time. But he knows he has to give her so much information, but he can't give her too much. He has to release it in a certain amounts, because A, she could get confused, B, she could get overwhelmed, and C, she could use it improperly. So
Right.
and there's all this stuff going on in Luke's mind, and he's kind of just reconnected to the Force, and he's got to remember who he was and what he did, and kind of attune himself back into being a master again after all this time of not wanting to know the Force because of this terrible thing that happened to him. So they're all going through this big kind of adjustment, and it's a very short period of time to do it in. So, but to get all of that information across, and I was worried that it was going to take too long in this episode to try, and people were just going to get bored and tune out and stuff. And I thought, I can't really omit any of this information or narrow it down any further, because you're kind of losing too much of the philosophy. And a lot of the novels, like Timothy Zahn's trilogy and stuff, they never shied away from getting into the weeds with all the details. And the deep philosophies and talking about lengthy exposition and things. And I thought, well, mine's nowhere near that kind of level. And if people love that stuff, then there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to at least get this much in there,
No.
So
Go for it.
It's kind of it's a light amount. I could have gone heavily into like full on discussions and philosophy, but it would have just bogged it right down. And I thought, let's just keep this light and keep it moving, keep the ball rolling. And we can kind of explain it as the story goes on and drip pebbles here and there about what, expand on philosophy and things as the story progresses. And I think that's what's going to keep people into it, is
Absolutely.
wanting to learn more about the nature of the Force and the world and everything, and not having it all dumped at once on somebody.
It's the biggest mystery in Star Wars, really, is what is the Force, and so delving into it is, I think, a great thing. And there's definitely something that happened to Luke after Rey's cave experience. You can definitely sense a change in him,
Yes.
and his choosing to have her lift the X-wing out of the water, just like Yoda asked him, was a great parallel.
I was thinking about the Dagobah, what do you call it, the scene in Dagobah, and I know there's going to be people that are listening to it thinking, oh, it should have been Luke that lifted the X-wing. It's his ship, and he
She's the learner.
Show that he can lift it and stuff like. Show who? We're the people reading. He doesn't need to show off to anybody. He's a Jedi. He doesn't need to have this validation.
Right.
Right.
And the fact is that he's already declared. Well, it's already declared this when he was speaking to the spirits in the Ashlar tree. His abilities aren't there. He's out of practice. He's connected again to the Force, but he doesn't have power as such. Something that happened to him, which I can't go into, a long time ago, disconnected him. So he has a difficulty in manipulating the Force like he used to, but he doesn't want to tell Rey that. He doesn't want to let that on, because he needs to maintain a certain image in her eyes to guide her. So she has to keep faith in him. So he's kind of playing. He's kind of not stringing people along, but he wants people's belief in him to not be shattered, because it's important that they think he is who they want him to be, if you like. I'm getting convoluted when I'm trying to describe it, but he's aware that his abilities are lacking, but he doesn't want anyone else to know about it yet, because he knows it's important to kind of maintain the illusion. But it's all explained about why his abilities aren't there. But he tried to lift the books in the Ashlar tree, and they wouldn't. He couldn't lift them. So he knows he's weak in the Force. He can connect to the Force, but he's weak in using it. But the thing is, and I don't think it's going to spoil anything by saying this, it's like Rey's actually like a battery in the Force. She's like other people can draw energy from her to use the Force in stronger ways. Mm-hmm. So, and there's this symbiosis between Rey and Luke, which is all explained later on in the story. So when they physically connect in a certain way, then the Force automatically is an extremely strong ability between those people. So in this circumstance, it's Luke and Rey. If it's Rey and another Force user, then it'd be the same. So if the observant reader would detect that Luke is making physical contact with Rey at certain points, and if this was all on screen, it'd be obvious. But I have to kind of allude to it in when I'm speaking and in the narrative, and it's very difficult to get it across because people can't see it.
Right.
But when just before Rey raises the X-wing from the lagoon, he touches her shoulder, and she's wearing an outfit. You can see it in the movie. She's always wearing an outfit where her shoulders are exposed. Mm-hmm. So he puts his arm around her and touches her shoulder. So there's a physical connection. So Luke is kind of using his ability through her. So she thinks she's lifting the X-wing. And actually Luke's initiative, like guiding her. And he brings it out of the water, and she kind of carries it the rest of the way because he's backed off by that point. So if you're paying attention, you can kind of figure these little things out.
Oh, wow.
So Rey doesn't necessarily have the ability. Luke kind of gave her the ability, but he used her power because she's like a battery, she's like a generator, to give him the ability to manipulate the Force. So it becomes more and more evident as the story goes on. But I think it's important to mention that now, so you can kind of work out what's happening in chapter 9 and 10, because it alludes to a lot of that kind of stuff going on, and why the Force isn't necessarily behaving people think it is, or think it should.
Oh yeah. So definitely overall, folks, you want to check out At Star Wars Retold.
Yes.
And yeah, it's called Praxima the Pathfinder. Start from chapter 1 if you haven't. Some really deep stuff. It's deep Star Wars, but the thing that's been really intriguing me so much, especially these last two chapters, is basically the parallels to philosophy in this world and metaphysics in a way. And it's great to have these characters that before, like after seeing The Force Awakens, I was just like, I don't know. There wasn't as much depth to these characters. But now you've, rather than abandoning Rey or just say, it's not like, it's one of those things where you said, it's almost like you decide, all right, this could be a great character, but you guys didn't do a good job with this character. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you made her a hero, but you didn't. Yeah, you didn't add the depth that needs to be there, and so you're doing that, and that's great.
I'm hoping I am, yeah.
Well, we won't get through Tron tonight if we don't get back to this.
Yeah, don't let me hold you up. Please get back to it.
I feel like Tron is the gateway drug to talk about other things.
Yeah, in many ways. In many ways. I mean, a lot of the people joining us have seen it, and they don't need me to synopsis the story so much. It's just like,
Yeah.
they're here for the fun of being with us for some reason.
About wigs and Star
Well-
Wars, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you got to tune into Earworms to find out Liza's secrets.
What?
Yeah.
Secret.
All right. So
Secret?
I left a secret link to Robot Chicken's opera.
yeah.
So,
I already got it and watch later.
yep. It's worth
Same
it.
here.
Yep. Well, there's Ram, and behind him is Tron, kind of turned around. He's just monitoring some console, but Ram sees Flynn come in, and and Flynn's like, he at first he just pretends he's another program, and basically gets the lowdown from Ram that they're going to be going out and having to participate in these games. And this is a great design here, I think, of these cubicles, like almost prison cells for the different programs. And above them, these guards walk and, zap them with their rods. But, I thought that was a cool, imaginative design. And, the sets behind them are really cool. I used to, daydream for, and I say years, really, about being in this world or something like it. I don't know. Am I the only person that does that?
It seems like a pretty depressing world to be in.
Well, no, I mean visually. Not that I really want to be pushed around by, these
No,
glowing
but I
red
mean,
guards.
even
Hey,
visually,
you
it's sterile.
Well, it's a computer world, but it's really beautiful when you look at it. I
do.
mean,
No, you
yeah.
know what's missing?
What was that, Mike? I'm
There's
sorry.
no cats.
Yes, that's the problem.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Mike, are you saying that because you'd like me to... I missed a video last week from Mike. And,
I forgot about it until just now, quite honestly. So, to be
But-
perfectly honest, it just popped in my head.
All right, hold on here. Mike Mountain Hawk Gorley. Yes, as the Tron is just a way for us to also share some other things. I'm going to do it right off of your page, I think. We'll see a little bit of this, and then, folks, this is another must-watch video afterwards. But we'll see a bit of it now. I'm searching for the word feline on your channel. And it's Dance of the Feline Spirits, right?
Yep, that is the name of it.
And
And it-
this
Cats, man.
features your YouTube's giving me an ad. Wow, it must be popular.
Ooh, cool.
Ooh.
By the way,
Uh,
folks, let's get Star Wars Retold to 400 subs. We can do it.
Yay!
Go there now.
Is there
Got
anything you want to?
187. I only need 13 more to 200.
Yes.
Okay, let's find Mike's link.
Little by little by little.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
So
Dance of the Feline Spirits has 132 views.
yeah,
Oh, my.
and we're going to see a little bit of it now. Let's see here. That's this
Yeah,
one
it is.
right here. Now, is there anything you wanted to say about it before we play a little bit?
Well, I think it's. It was in honor. Well, not in honor, in memory of my recent loss. So
Oh.
it mainly features that cat. It has some cameos by the other cats. So
Okay.
basically, it takes you through.
Oh,
There you go. See.
Oh, look at that.
poor baby.
Oh no, he was a wild one. He came home and crashed.
Oh.
Oh, so he wasn't yours to begin with. He found you.
No, we got him. He was from one of the animal shelters. We went into PetSmart to get, I don't know what we were getting, but we went into PetSmart, and my wife called me over and said, look at these cats, look at these cats. And of course, my stepson, who was smaller then, was all about this cat. And I came over, and there was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them, and this one was crazy. He was playful and going all nuts. And I said, "Yeah, he's cool." And my wife said, "Oh, so you want him?" I said, "Now wait a minute." And I looked at Nicholas, and I said, "So we bring this cat home. You're going to take care of it. You're going to clean the kitty litter. You're going to feed it." "Oh yeah, oh yeah." Yeah, that lasted a day. But we love you.
Oh.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I think I pressed play. Yes. Oh, sorry, folks. I need to unmute it. I keep YouTube muted while I'm streaming so I can type in our chat. Oh, wait a minute. Dance of the Feline Spirits. Good, we're on the same video, and I just need to unmute it. All right.
Five words
What?
you pronounce wrong. 2.
Oh, YouTube.
Well, that's what happens when you get popular, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. You're popular now. You get ads.
Is Mike still with us?
Mike.
He might have muted himself. Well, you know what? We could say that's the teaser, folks. And you should go over to Mike's channel and watch that video. In fact, I'm going to copy the link and put it in the chat.
Description. Or
Well, the chat. I can put it in the description later, but there we go. All right. And then we're going to go back to this stream here. And there we go.
Huh?
you
Mike,
built the cat.
were you here?
I built the cat tree. I started to say it and I didn't realize I was on mute. I've been sitting there talking for the last minute.
Okay.
I was like, oh, yeah, I put myself on mute. Okay. Yeah, I built that cat tree. I treated that cat like a dog.
Well, we're seeing the ad right now, but yeah, so there we go. Dance of the Feline Spirits. And yeah, please follow the link in the chat there. I think after the episode, I'll pop it into the description as well. And make sure that Star Wars Retold is also there for anyone watching us on the rewind.
Yes.
All right, back to Tron.
That's a fraud.
I feel bad for anyone that thought they
Well,
were going to
yeah,
learn.
but now we've had cats, so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I was thinking during that, just like the cat plays with cat toys with such fervor like that, it's the same type of fervor we humans watch cat videos with.
Yeah.
When we're watching cat videos, it's like us playing with cat toys.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
I mean, let us know, Mike. We might end up doing a part 2 on Tron, which, of course, will once again be kind of like a thing to do while we're doing our weekly meetup. But I did want to check with swappers. I think you understand that from the message I sent you, you can name your date when you want to come on to do chapters
Oh, okay.
9 and 10.
Yes.
So if you want next week or in 2 weeks, it's up to you. The schedule's open. And yeah, that's basically it. If you want to wait until you have 11 out, it's up to you.
I could probably do next week. That sounds
Ooh,
all right.
That sounds great.
Yes.
So if there's a part 2 of the Tron, and there will be if we don't finish tonight, which is looking more and more likely, we will be doing that in 2 weeks.
There we go.
And of course, we will talk about everything, and we'll spend more time talking about cats and Babylon 5.
Of course.
And
Yes.
Star Trek.
Oh, now, interesting parallels here. Sark is talking to these gladiators, so to speak, about their games and everything, and he's saying things that it's like would ring familiar today, like when he holds up the identity disc. This is your identity. If you lose it, you know, it's basically you're going to be de-resed. You know, this is something you must have with you at all times, and it ends up being your weapon too, though. You know, so it's kind of interesting. Your identity disc.
Yeah, if you lose your identity, then you have nothing to defend yourself with.
Yes. That's what it is. That's the meaning behind it.
Yeah. Wow.
Profound.
Very profound.
Being
So.
alive.
Yes.
And so I forget if there's anything specific about this slide, other than I guess. Oh yeah, Flynn is
Foreshadowing.
basically going to have his first combat here with some guy from New York. Wait a minute, that looks different.
You mean Lando Malari?
No, he didn't have a New York accent. The guy that he battles does have a New York accent, though. Oh yeah, well these guys are going back to their quarters. They were just called out for the speech for the new guys. But Flynn is going to have a battle here. And basically, they were talking about who this Flynn guy is. They have a feeling that he's a little bit different, but Flynn didn't let on that he's a user yet. And I guess that is something where the users have a, even though here he's in the corporal form, shall we say, in the system, where he's the same as the programs as far as some physics are concerned, he's a bit more in that he has, I guess, that creative ability from, you know, are part of what users are. And this is another parallel that I see, especially with Gnostic belief, in that the the human creation was created to be a creator as well. And we have the same creative abilities, well, maybe not the same, but we have a seed of the creative abilities of the creator with a capital C. And the archons, you know, the shadows.
That's absolutely right. I've thought over the last few years, especially learning about out of body experiences and things like that, and the Anunnaki and created gods and is reality a matrix or a hologram or anything like that. As soon as I found out about the whole reality possibly being a hologram, I couldn't help but draw parallels to this movie. Because you've got the users, which are kind of like the god level tier entities, and then you've got the programs, which are the ones occupying the world. And I've always thought, going right back to the 80s in Red Dwarf, when they had the episode Better Than Life, where they wake up and realize that the whole thing was inside of virtual reality.
Game.
And this is kind of like that. These guys don't necessarily, well, they are aware that there are users beyond the program, but they don't know what that world looks like. And they never see the users. They're just aware of their existence. So it's almost like us getting over that hurdle of acknowledging that there are kind of users above us, if you like, and we're in this program. Almost like a parallel to, say, Grand Theft Auto, where you've got the world occupied by these NPCs and player characters, and that's all they know. That they don't know any reality beyond that, beyond those limitations, beyond that graphics world. But we're in the world above it, looking down at them inside the computer. So it's and this, ever since I saw this movie, I've always drawn parallels back to it with philosophy and virtual reality and stuff, and the Matrix, etc.
No, yeah. And what I was getting at there is that we have that creative ability from the creator, and the archons, like the shadows that we fight against, do not.
Exactly.
Another Babylon 5 reference there with the shadows. But
with the shadows,
they cannot create,
as Tolkien said.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. In the Silmarillion, he really digs into that in Ainulindule. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I need to listen to the Silmarillion again.
I mean, there's so many brilliant authors that have touched on this, have battled with these ideas, and
but I was thinking it's almost as if the user role is almost like the higher self, the part of us that goes beyond this one lifetime.
Brilliant. Yes, exactly. I think it was ever since you got me into Robert Monroe, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Ever since of reading those books or listening to the audiobooks, I can't help but remember the kind of we're split into two almost. You've got your higher self, your higher being, which you're connected to via this silver thread, and it's kind of, that's like the user, if you like, and then you've got the in-game version of yourself, which is us as we know it. So that's exactly good observation.
Yeah, and there's some words, there's some phrases that you hear throughout this movie that almost connect you to that, and I'll try to remember to mention them when they come up. But here we are, his first, and it's in this world, it's games and combat. And it's it's the same thing in this real world where it's everything is survival of the fittest. And it's as you mentioned, Robert Monroe, he mentioned how, the earth is an Earth survival principle. It functions according to those rules. But in beyond, it's different. It doesn't function according to those rules. And it's almost as if it's like these are almost like games in a way. They're life and death games. All life needs to feed on other life in some way.
Yeah.
And it's life and death, and it's very serious and scary at the time. I mean, and I deal with fear every day, but it's almost like to the immortal self, it isn't, because it just goes beyond. And I've read some lines where an analogy was made that almost like our physical body is like our diving suit to explore underwater.
Yeah.
And but still the diver will survive. And I don't know. And I see some of the parallels here. It's like the first thing that confronts him, I guess, is really the Earth life survival realm. But in this case, it's a computer simulation. And that may be what we're experiencing right now.
It's possible.
Whoa.
Dude.
Blowing Mike's mind, man.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
And that's...
I don't know what to say about that, other than there's a number in the corner.
Oh,
No,
yes!
yes.
And the number
Got a
is
clip.
4. That means there's 3 that I didn't play.
Goodness.
Well, I'm going to start with floor, and then we'll see what the other 3 are. But
I
I'll
missed the
start
numbers
with floor.
too.
Who missed the numbers?
I didn't see the numbers.
Oh, well, I noticed you missed. Otherwise, you were hiding them from me.
Yes.
Practicing deception.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. Media MP4.
Lost them. We never saw them.
And these are just excerpts from the film with some Wendy Carlos score. All right, here we go. No, that's what I shared before.
Yep.
We go to here. And I need to select this and press play. Yeah, and I wanted to capture there. This is something when rewatching it this week, I remembered. It's like obviously synthesized sounds there, and to me, I'm not sure whether she was using the Moog or the Crumar there, but it sounded, I don't know, at least to me a little bit more digital. And so I think it was the Crumar. But the other sounds, like the footsteps, and you hear these sounds throughout the movie. I think, Liza, and you could probably tell me better, I remember generating that sound when we prepared a piece. We were going to perform John Cage's Chess, which is where you actually play a game of chess, but there's contact mics on the chessboard. And so people hear the sound of that, and it's basically echoing throughout the hall. And I was thinking, you know what, that sounds like a contact mic on a surface, and you could probably trigger the sounds with your hands. And then also, I think they put it through a ring modulator.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to say, yep, just sending it through a ring modulation.
So, yeah, that's one of the excerpts.
I think we did put together an installation like that.
Yeah. Well, you did a dance floor,
Well,
but
yeah,
that was
a little different, but-
reactive.
Yes.
But here we go. We have 3 other clips that we need to catch up on here. And so as I play them, I guess I'll say why I included them. There was something musically striking about this one.
Uh-oh, we've got company.
This is when Flynn's...
I recognize her.
It's very Stravinsky.
Yeah, that was when Flynn had his, I think it was named Clue.
Yes.
His program was looking, in the beginning of the movie, looking for the the files, basically, that would prove that he's the creator of the games. And there it was melding of some synthesizer that sounded also probably like the Kumar, like very digital at the beginning, and then it meshed well with the orchestra. They blended well together, and yeah, like you said, very Stravinsky-esque.
Yeah.
Carlos did go to Brown and then Columbia University, so obviously 20th century greats would be composers that you study. I mean, everyone that goes to music schools, especially for composition, studies Stravinsky.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And we might as well catch up on the other two clips right here. So that way I can just cut out one section if I have to cut these out afterwards. This is obviously when they're going down for the laser.
Yeah. Like Firebird.
Yes. But still, good composing. I mean, these are...
I mean, it's referenced because it's useful in a scene like this.
Yeah, she knows
There's
how to use...
nothing wrong with referencing.
No, and it's something an audience can hear. To a general audience, it'll sound different, but they have heard it subconsciously before in other places.
Well, that's what makes the references so effective, because you've heard them in relation to other things before.
Yeah, and then we have here... Well, and that's why I didn't have the digitization in the slides, because I had it in the clip.
Yeah.
So there you see the digitization by laser that that brought Flynn into the computer. And then musically there, I love the little moments of, it's just basically filtered noise. If you take noise, like white noise, and then put a filter on it sweeping upwards, it's like, whoosh, and that's how you get those whoosh, whoosh, whoosh sounds and everything. That could have been done either analog or digital, but
or on VCD rack.
Or
yes, we could.
Yes, we
We
could.
could indeed.
I wish we could rescore Lady Hawk.
I mean, you can do that. I mean, I like the film.
You can do it.
You can do it.
But an artist needs an audience, and if I can't share it
I'll
on
listen
YouTube,
to it. I'm just saying that if I want to score something for a film, I'd like to actually do it and not have it be.
It will be featured on Earworms.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean,
that's the
I've
thing,
done some film projects in the past,
couldn't,
but
yeah.
nothing I felt great about, because obviously I could only work with filmmakers that are also, aspiring, maybe doing something for film festivals. There was one that was pretty good, but nothing great, It'd be great to be able to score something for like 20 minutes of greatness.
I mean, that movie could have been, the score could have made it a really good film.
What's really amazing is that it was Alan Parsons.
That was
Well, he was the producer. The score, remember, was a different composer. Actually, let me look it up because I forget his name. We did an episode on him.
Well, there was two. So 1 minute the music was fitting, and then the next minute it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. Whose fault was it?
Yeah, well, I'm searching right now. Who composed the score for Lady Hawk? Composer. Andrew Powell. Yeah, I remember the name now. Andrew Powell. It was produced by Alan Parsons.
Does that produced meaning mixed or But he had a hand in the music too.
Yeah, it sounded well. Andrew Powell played with Alan Parsons' project
Oh,
sometimes. I mean, not he wasn't necessarily there all the time, but he played with them. So he was basically of that. You know, when you play in bands, a lot of times, there'll be similarities and stuff in your styles.
somebody in quality control must have told them that what they were doing with the score was inappropriate.
Yeah, it sounded like basically just a TV cop show type score, and
It,
even a little bit brighter
for
than that.
such a cool romantic story set in the Middle Ages. Come on, the music you can write for that. Ah,
Well, here, the guy with the heavy New York accent, the computer program with the heavy New York accent, basically.
Mallory!
No, it wasn't Malari. It was a different character.
No, no, it was him. It was Peter Jurassic. Zoom in.
Zoom in.
Yeah.
I not on this. It's too blurry. But yeah, I guess I can check that later if that was Cron. But
It
in any
was.
case, I mean, the voice threw me off. It didn't really.
It's him.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just. I can't, unhear the Malari accent.
No, of course not. But I mean, yeah.
So anyway, he falls and he's about to fall through this disc. Flynn doesn't want to. Is that him? Oh yeah,
That's
that is
him.
him.
I
That
told
is
you it
him.
was
So
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Cron was a New York program in this. All right. So he's there holding himself up, but Flynn doesn't want to kill him, but Sark says you have to. And because Flynn refuses, Sark says you'll regret this, and he basically that's Flynn refusing, and Sark says you'll regret this, and then he hits a button that makes poor Peter Jurassic fall. And we have a clip here, but now here's another thing. This is actually a good thing for Flynn to have done because, first of all, if you take the life or commit a transgression against natural law on behalf of someone that's trying to force you to do it, you are the one that incurs the karmic responsibility.
Yep.
The other person incurs karmic responsibility for, maybe forcing things or coercion, but you incur the karmic responsibility for murder.
Yep.
Because following orders is not an excuse
Nope.
for what you do in your own actions. Now, I
Tis
know
not.
it's really hard, but if you're looking
Very
at the
hard.
long game and karma, this is it.
Yep.
So,
Good for Flynn.
yes. And that's why all these...
Not on my hands.
That's why they always give out these orders, because they don't want to incur the karma themselves.
Mm-hmm. Precisely.
I thought I pressed play.
Nope.
I missed.
Wait, I don't... Oh, it is a bit.
Wow, the synthesizer, which we heard, like if you're listening on headphones, is kind of panned more towards the left, and then the orchestra, and then in the bottom, I think the bass line was synthesized as well,
Yeah.
but it's blended so well, and there we see the look of Sark at the end. That is,
He's such a great actor, isn't he?
Yes.
yes, David Warner, who played a Grail Quester, not King Arthur himself.
Grail Quester and an ambassador in Babylon 5. No, excuse me, Star Trek 5. Yes. And maybe a Klingon here and there, I think.
Ooh, Klingon.
Yes.
Well, there was some that every time we rewatch any of these Star Trek series, we we look at some Klingons and we're like, wait a minute, that's the guy that played this role in another episode.
Yep.
So a lot of people were reused and stuff, and yeah, like the actor who played uh oh no, Klingon in DS9, kind of toward as it went on became friendly with Cisco and everything.
Martok? Was it him?
Yeah, Commander Martok. Yeah,
Yes.
that actor also played a Klingon in Star Trek Enterprise, but it was like, of course, hundreds of years before, so it was not Martok.
Typecast as a Klingon.
Yeah, he was good at clinging. All right, and here we are.
Bad joke.
I
Now, Swappers, do you know? I think Liza. I mean, they painted on the glowing lines, right?
I think it was rotoscope animation, but I'm not sure.
Is it rotoscoping, or did they have like lines on the costumes that then they had to paint over later?
Someone told me that it was the same kind of principle behind what they did with the lightsabers in Star Wars, the original Star Wars movie, where they were using like a reflective material that they'd shine a certain light on, and when the camera was facing, the light was facing the material, then it'd give off this effect, and the camera would pick it up.
Oh,
But I could be wrong on that.
Oh. Interesting.
we could always.
You could always Gemini it. Yes, why not? Ask Gemini.
How did they achieve the glowing lines in Tron 1982? Obviously, I mean, there was CGI in the film, but this was not CGI. The CGI was like segments of the computer world here and there. The glowing lines in the 1982 film Tron were achieved through a complex and labor-intensive process known as backlight animation.
Oh.
And it's backlight, not blacklight. Backlight animation. This technique involved shooting live-action footage of actors in white costumes against a black backdrop. Then using hand-painted, yeah, that's what I remember Tommy saying, hand-painted transparent matters for each frame to create the transparent mats, to create the glowing effect. Wow, so it was hand-painted frame by frame.
Oof.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And I didn't see those lines like changing. There was consistency maintained.
Now it's done with a few strokes of a button on a computer.
Oh, yes.
Well, here are the three. Our three heroes are now taking these rods that are glowing, these glow sticks, and they are about to become light cycles. And there we go. I captured this frame in between. It does move kind of quick, but they did a good job with this. Wow.
I can remember the first time I saw this as a kid. It just blew my mind.
Oh. Yeah. And there we go. So these are the bad guys, at least in this tournament. These light cycles, and they're saying crash them into your jet trails. That's basically the aim of this game. And there was a game that I had on the Intellivision that was Tron Light Cycles, and that was a tough one. Basically, the whole idea was, to drive around in such a way that you don't run into anything, like neither the walls nor the trails behind your cycle or other cycles. Of course, these guys had a big area, so obviously they could go on for longer. But wow. And so they
television. I've not heard of this console.
Oh, it's an old one.
Yeah, it actually hooked up to a television, and everything did at that point. But it had a rotary disc. I still have it in the garage. And
Oh my
a
gosh.
rotary disc and a number pad instead of a joystick. Yeah, and then the number pad, you would slide over these things for each game that had indications for what button did what, because it was kind of like 1 through 9, and I think a 0, enter, and clear. And those buttons would do different things depending on what game you were playing. So you had to slide in this plastic card, and that would provide the labels for what each button did. But it's an oldie but goodie. It didn't catch on like the Atari was out at that time, and that caught on more, even though the Intellivision was a little bit more advanced. And then the next edition of the Atari came out just in time, I guess, to maintain the market. And well, anyway, they did lots of zooming around, crashing other cars in, and then they crashed through the wall to escape. And Flynn, well, oh no, not yet. That was one of the other cars crashing into the wall. Oh, here's the other thing. It's like you drive them just right, you create a maze of your own jet trails, and you can't run into them, or else you get destroyed. But Flynn actually wrote the game Light Cycles, and you see him playing it at the beginning of the film, so that's how they do escape, because he, I guess, had some secret knowledge. What do we have there from Scott?
Scott, I love the Tron arcade game. Played it a lot.
Yeah, it must have been something that was licensed for multiple systems. Or maybe the edition for the Intellivision was, a specific variety of it. But I know it had the light cycles, and it had the big red walkers. And it's like after you win the light cycle thing, you have to then defeat the walker. It's like, well, here they are on the run. They've escaped. Now, I sense that we're having a great time tonight. I almost hate to say this, but I know that Mike is probably getting to the point where he has to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
And
Well,
so
Mike
what I am
got an
thinking,
early day.
what we're going to do is finish this set of slides, and meaning, let's see, slide, oh, this is only 25. I'm going to have to put a bookmark here. How about we put a bookmark on slide 25?
There you go.
As our heroes escape the light cycle arena. And in 2 weeks, we'll continue this, but of course, it will be added cats, discussions of Star Wars, Star Trek, and chickens, and there'll be a variety of other things that we'll talk about. And yeah, so that'll be in 2 weeks, but next week, we're going to be talking about chapters 9 and 10 of Star Wars. Axiom of the Pathfinders.
Yes.
And please check those chapters out, folks. No reason not to.
Subscribe.
And I might even use my higher quality Night Cafe version of Stable Diffusion for that.
Aye, aye.
No, that's one that I've been accumulating credits, because every day I've been creating one, and they give you bonus credits for doing that. And so I've accumulated enough credits now that I think I could do some slides.
Okay. Or you could just use Chat GPT and get something maybe
No,
closer
Night
to what
Cafe is
you.
pretty good.
I don't know.
Well, you haven't seen.
I
All
use
right, this
a lot
is what
of
we're.
AI image
this-
generators and
This is how we're going to sign off here. You see how it's, all right, it's showing, there we go. I'm sharing my Brave view. Let's go to Night Cafe. We're going to make something before the end here. We're going to go to software, graphics, and Night Cafe, because I need to do mine for today, my free one for today, to get more points. And let's see here. We're going to go to notifications, and I have to do a create. All right, and then, advertisement for a paid function. All right, so here we go. What should I create? A picture of Liza Sahida dressed as Princess Leia talking to Yoda. Of course, Princess Leia never met Yoda.
I don't
But-
think the internet knows what I look like.
Oh, well.
I mean, people
everything
do.
I generate for our thumbnails has your name in it, and it gets pretty close there. Ooh, look at this. I got a new
We got a
twinkle.
Yoda.
Uh-huh.
You got Yoda or Grogu or a bastardization of.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see here in a minute. And so, yeah, I just earned 7 credits for this one.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. So I should have enough credit. Where is Liza?
That is me. That is my new avatar.
No.
people.
I wanted Liza
it to
dressed as
me.
Princess Leia talking to Yoda, not Liza Sahido.
Please
Looks
send
like we
that to me. Send that to me. That is my new avatar for earworms. That is it. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
looks like it just did a cross between the two and made one.
Yes. Yes, Mike, it's brilliant. I love it. Oh my God. It's better than Nowhere Man. Come on. Send it to me, please.
Okay,
Download
I
it.
will. Well, there you go, folks. That's our AI creation of the
Well,
week.
since next week we're talking Star Wars, it's totally appropriate.
Yeah, there you go. Can't wait.
Yes.
All
Hi,
right.
Scott.
Well, of course, we want to thank our guests that don't live in this house. Mike Gorley, thanks for joining us again.
Yes, Mike.
And Swappers, you're on next week. And
You're on.
great contributions tonight. I mean, hopefully you'll be able to do the second part of Tron afterwards, so we can. I really want to go further into this stuff. Talking metaphysics and spirituality with you is a treat, my friend. Did he mute himself?
I don't know.
He might be gone.
Oh.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, he's here. Well, I'm going, so good night, everyone.
All right.
Okay, Mike.
Everybody.
Good
Ciao.
night, Mike.
We'll see you next week.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess I did say a statement. It wasn't a question, so. Oh, wait a minute. What are you doing?
That's Mike. Lawrence being vindictive.
I didn't mean to do that.
Was that referencing Mike checking out just then?
Yes.
I guess. All right. Well, I'm trying to clear things from the screen for our closing. So anyway, thanks for joining us, Swappers. We'll see you next week. And we'll
Thank you
talk
very
some
much.
Star Wars. And we will be talking metaphysics and spirituality next week because the Force beckons.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm going to clear the stage so we can play the outro.
There's Yoda there.
I'll get Mrs. Yoda. All right, and then this I want to clear. There we go. And that's clear. And now me. I should say goodnight to the chat and everyone else. Thanks for joining us, Robot, as usual, as well as Scott. You guys are wonderful. We would be nothing without you.